happen when Classic WoW came out? Would it do well? Would it do poorly? Would Classic re-spark that old passion for World of Warcraft that so many millions around the globe have felt in the game's 15-year history? Or would the recent addition to Blizzard Entertainment's lineup of available games fall flat on its face, having been like a gust of wind, there one moment and forgotten the next? Well, for those of you who have been sitting there twiddling your thumbs waiting to hear of Classic WoW's success, I got good news for you. And for those of you who have been dead set on hating the game since its announcement,
that's
you're
for you
a
guys.
hell of a good time too, my friends. My name is Nixxiom, and let's talk about how Classic WoW reigns supreme. I was in Germany a little while ago. Fantastic trip, climbed some mountains, made some new friends, had an awesome time. I get home, excited to dive back into World of Warcraft, and I happen to get linked a news article. And then another, and another. Multiple websites all talking about the subject of this video today. And what is it, you might be wondering? Well, let me tell you. Classic WoW has been such a massive success for Blizzard Entertainment that subscriber growth for this quarter in World of Warcraft has been the biggest in the game's entire history.
I still can't even believe
now,
that,
I want you
dude.
to think about that for a moment.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Just 2 months ago, we were seeing articles about how Classic WoW's success was accounting for over 50% of Blizzard's entire gaming community's growth. And now, here we are in November, and we're reading that the growth has only continued, leading to record numbers for the company. New people are joining Classic WoW each day.
I guess this is because of the BFA content, the B mount.
Dungeons, raiding, grinding out
it's
their
pretty
professions, and just having an overall good time, myself included in this list. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, but quite some time ago, I made a video where I claimed that Classic WoW was going to be bigger than retail.
I remember watching
this. At the time, I was laughed at. I got attacked by a lot of people in the comment section for being a bit too optimistic, but I had great hopes for what Classic WoW could bring to the Warcraft community. I've always believed that at the heart of every successful MMO is a living and breathing community of players, all communicating and working together to overcome the game's many challenges.
Not necessarily the challenges in the game, but just like things in the game in general that are, you know, things to do.
It offered that experience, and, well, modern WoW doesn't. That's where my optimism came from. So when I see articles like these, it just reminds me of just how strong the Warcraft community really is when it's brought together using the right set of tools. Since the game's release, we've seen monstrous queues afflicting many of the realms, especially streamer servers. We've seen massive world PvP events that have lagged entire servers and layers to the brink of collapse. And old-time favorite player-made events like kiting world bosses to Stormwind have made their return to the Warcraft community. And you know what? Do you know what?
What?
People have been absolutely loving it. Comment sections abound with praise for the game. The hype for the future raid releases only continues to add momentum to the community. And did you think we weren't going to talk about that? The future patches and the fact that Phase 2 just came out, baby. Phase 2 is here. Phase 2 has brought Dire Maul to the game, as well as removing layering.
Thank God for that.
Removing layering.
Now I can get camped at all the flight paths.
Layering was probably the most controversial and divisive thing that Blizzard added to Classic WoW, and it's gone. Now, some of you guys might not know what layering is, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. For those that don't know, Blizzard was fearful for Classic WoW's launch, as they knew there would be a lot of players interested in the game. I mean, come on. To the point that there was worry that the servers wouldn't be able to handle this sudden influx of players. It would be just like those good old days, guys.
It's also for the players,
One minute you're walking through Duratar, gathering some cactus apple surprise. Next you're in Silithus, getting killed by a giant wasp and DCing from the game, unable to log in for over half a day. Those were the good old days, boys. So they introduced layering to the game, a system where the zones would operate similar to the current Battle for Azeroth world, kind of. Each zone would hold a set number of players, and when that number was reached, the excess would be poured over into a new layer. This was to prevent server lag, as well as to make the game more playable so that you wouldn't have literally 10,000 people waiting in line to pick up Felix's tools in Cold Ridge Valley.
I think it's also like, I mean, having the layering made it to where like the zones weren't overpopulated. And I think a lot of people's phase 2 complaints come out of overpopulation, and layering kind of prevented that from happening.
It's too bad that despite Blizzard's attempts, well, that's exactly what happened, and damn, the photos and the laughs that have been had because of it, you can't put it into words, man.
Yep.
The idea for layering is that it would be a temporary thing, removed later on in Classic WoW's lifespan, once the population had spread out more across Azeroth. Now,
and that didn't really happen.
I'm gonna be honest.
Now all the population's in Blackrock Mountain.
This. I actually had my doubts that Blizzard was ever gonna remove this system, as I assumed they would, you know, keep it as a sort of safety net, you know, having layering as a backup mechanic to prevent too outrageous world PvP or world boss competition.
Yeah,
however,
we couldn't have that, huh?
I was wrong. A lot of us were wrong. It's gone.
They just let that shit happen.
There thinking to yourself, Nixxiom, you're telling me that the layers are gone. You're telling me that every son bitch that is playing on realm number A can now see every other son bitch on realm number A.
That does the true.
Is that what you're telling me, Nixxiom?
That does
My friend,
true.
That is exactly what I'm telling you. And you guys might be wondering, how are the worlds faring? How are the servers doing?
Not very well.
Let me tell you, massive world PvP events, server lag up the ass, cities flooded with players, server queues are just as bad as when this game came out at launch. People are fighting over mobs, quest items, treasures, there are arguments, guild wars over zones, there's drama everywhere.
Stop right there. I just thought of that. The server queues now are about as bad as they were at the beginning of the game, right? I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page here. They're somewhere around there. And if the layers were splitting the population in half, and with the layers at the beginning, and now without them now, if the layers removed that many people from the queue, does that mean Classic's lost half of its population? Just if you look at it mathematically. Close to that? Actually, you know what? It might even be more because you had more than one layer. Or sorry, more than 2 layers at the beginning. Holy shit. Wow. What was my original estimate of how many people were going to quit? I think it was like, say 80. I think I said 80%. That was my number. Yeah, I said 80 to 90%, and it looks like I will be right.
And a hell of a lot more. It's absolute anarchy and chaos, and I love it. You know, it's been awesome seeing Classic WoW growing so much. It's been great seeing the community constantly increasing in its size. It's great seeing veterans going back and experiencing the old game and re-experiencing those old days that they're so fond of. But I'm going to be honest. I think the greatest thing for me about Classic WoW so far has been how many new people have gotten to try the game and that Azeroth has sucked in.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that.
So many people out there, maybe even you listening to this video, have never tried Classic WoW, and they've given it a shot, and they are saying that they absolutely love it. And that's amazing to see, especially when it's a younger gamer who is in those shoes, experiencing Classic Azeroth for the first time. Guys, I'm 27 now, and whereas when I was younger, I used to play Classic WoW all day, every day. But I can't do that anymore.
It sucks.
You know, hey, you grow up, life gets complicated. I got things going on, so I don't have as much time as I used to invest in the game each day, week, or month. But who cares?
Sad.
Maybe I can't play Classic as much as I used to, but now Daniel, or maybe you, some young kid in high school, middle school, whatever, he's getting to play Classic.
The next generation of losers is coming up to play the game now.
Just like I did
it's
all
great.
that time ago. His summer vacation is going to be filled with raids,
that's
world
right,
PvP, and more.
And he's going to tell his friends he can't come out.
With battles in Hillsborough
He can't go play.
braving the sons of Arugal
He's
in
raiding.
Pine Forest, descending into the Black
Mom,
Fathom
answer the
deeps.
door. Tell
And that's
Billy
why
I
it's
can't
so
come out.
cool for me to see all these
I've
new
got a level.
players experiencing the game, and they're getting hooked.
Yep.
And you want to know what the best part is? The real best part. It's that Blizzard is still listening to our feedback. They did their best to create a strong patch cycle, and they have done their best to address the concerns of the
actually
community.
is true. Wow.
And now, as we look ahead, it seems that Blizzard 2 is asking themselves, you know, what's next? It's entirely possible, after all, that our level 60 characters, having braved the Molten Core and the haunted halls of Naxxramas, will one day step through that dark portal and enter into the Outland. And what a day that is going to be as well.
That'd be good, dude.
Guys, how has Classic
That'd
WoW
be
been for
good,
you guys
dude.
since release? What do you think about the news, man, that the community is growing? Have you had fun? Have you had any grand gaming memories so far with the game? Let us know down in the comment section below. As always, we are a united community, a strong community, and our love for this time of World of Warcraft will only cause the population to grow larger. So all that said, hit that like button if you like the video. Consider checking out my merch store if you want to support the channel and what goes into making
I had to
these
buy
videos.
one of Nixxiom's t-shirts.
And I will see you all in Azeroth. Stay sexy, baby. Yeah.
That's good. That's a real good way to end the video. Like, oh, stay sexy. Yeah, there you go. I'm actually. Let me see here. Let's see what's Nixxiom's store. What can I buy? The Nixxiom merch store. What should we buy from Nixxiom? Nixxiom's corner. Let me pull this up.